everyone had a great Christmas and enjoyed the football over the festive period. Welcome back to episode 17 of FPLFreshly Insights. This week had everything: a points hit, rotation fears, players blanking, unexpected hauls, and a small but satisfying green arrow that came right at the end. It really sums up FPL at this time of year: unpredictable, stressful, chaotic, but still brilliant. I genuinely thought this would be a red arrow week. A -12 hit is a risk, and when players like Timber disappeared and the game week started slowly, it looked like I was going to be punished. But Collins came off the bench for Timber and delivered 4 points, and that small swing was enough to turn things in my favor. A tiny green arrow, but an important one, and I'll always take a green after a heavy hit. The transfers I made were aggressive and long-term focused. I brought in Rofs, Cunha, Wirtz, and Ekitike, not just for 1 week, but because I believe they can return across several fixtures. It immediately improved squad depth, allowed better rotation options, and gave me multiple captaincy choices moving forward. Gameweek 18 detailed review. Total score, 58 points. Average score, 44. Final outcome, green arrow. Above average, hit absorbed, structure improved. Let's break the team down properly section by section. Goalkeepers. Rofs started and returned 3 points. Kelleher sat on the bench with 4. It was a close call between them, and realistically either outcome was fine, but moving forward Kelleher may regain the starting spot in my team depending on fixtures. Defense. Tarkowski was the standout, 8 points, and a very welcome defensive return in a week where clean sheets were scarce. Collins, who came in automatically for Timber, delivered 4 critical points that saved my game week. Mukiel with 4 also chipped in solid minutes. Timber's 0 hurt, but the bench fix softened the blow. Anderson with 5 sat first on the bench, but I am still happy with how things fell. Midfield. Wirtz was the star of the week with a 10-point haul. A great start to his time in the squad, and exactly the kind of return you want after taking a hit. Rice added 5 solid points, proving once again he offers consistent value. Foden with 2 was quieter, but he remains a long-term hold for me. Cunha only returned 2, but he was part of the rebuild and I am confident better weeks are coming. Dewsbury Hall blanked with 0 on the bench, so no damage done. Forwards. Ekitike was the big win. I captained him, he returned 10, and that decision alone justified the transfer. João Pedro also delivered with 8, continuing to prove his worth as a strong forward option when fit and starting. Haaland only got 2, but he is Haaland, patience is key, and he stays locked in as vice-captain moving forward. Overall, the team spread points fairly well. It wasn't explosive, but it was stable, balanced, and functional. Importantly, it leaves me confident rather than chasing. Gameweek 19 team preview. Here is how the squad is currently set up. Starting XI. Kelleher versus Spurs, H. Defense. Timber versus Aston Villa, H. Tarkowski versus Nottingham Forest, A. Collins versus Spurs, H. Midfield. Cunha versus Wolves, H. Rice versus Aston Villa, H. Wirtz versus Leeds, H. Foden versus Sunderland, A. Attack. João Pedro versus Bournemouth, H. Haaland versus Sunderland, A. Vice-captain. Ekitike versus Leeds, H. Captain. Bench, Rofs, Anderson, Mukiel, Dewsbury Hall. My captaincy for now is on Ekitike. He has the fixture, the form, and the opportunity. Haaland remains vice and is always capable of a haul, but I am backing the upside differential again. Timber is still an injury concern, and I will be monitoring news closely. If he is ruled out long-term, I may need to react soon. Gameweek 19 transfer targets and watchlist. Midfield options. Gordon, attacking threat, great fixtures. Guimarães, steady returns, bonus potential. Minteh, cheap and explosive short-term pick. Forwards on watch. Cunha is already in my team and a hold. Woltemade is a future punt if needed. I am not rushing transfers this week. If Timber is ruled out, that may force a move. If everyone is fit, I am happy to roll the transfer and gain flexibility. Gameweek 19 predictions. Burnley 1-2 Newcastle. Chelsea 2-1 Bournemouth. Nottingham Forest 1-1 Everton. West Ham 2-2 Brighton. Arsenal 2-1 Aston Villa. Man Ut 2-0 Wolves. Crystal Palace 1-1 Fulham. Liverpool 3-1 Leeds. Brentford 1-2 Spurs. Sunderland 0-3 Man City. Final thoughts. Gameweek 18 may not appear spectacular on paper, but it was quietly successful. A -12 followed by a green arrow is rare, and it shows the squad now has more balance and potential. The new signings made an instant impact, captaincy paid off, and the base for the upcoming fixtures is strong. The next few game weeks are where momentum can build. I am happy with where the team stands. No panic, no rushing transfers unless necessary, and the long-term approach continues. This has been episode 17 of FPL Freshly Insights. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you all enter the new year with green arrows ahead. Happy New Year! See you soon for episode 18.